Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope you can hear me nice and clear. It's good to see all you fine folks out there. Make sure that you hit the like, subscribe, all that neat kind of stuff that makes that algorithm just feel all warm and tingly inside. It's like a warm cup of coffee. You just drink it in and enjoy the buzz. That's what we do in the morning. Good morning, Flatty. Good to see you. Good to see you. Um, interesting day today. Oh my gosh. Hmm. So I don't know if you noticed, but we've got the most wonderful Mo in the Deep End today at 11 o'clock. And of course, she's got her morning show that she's going to do, and if we're running a little bit late, it's okay. We're going to be watching the so the Sadie Beecham interview. Um, Both of us have well, I've seen a good portion of it, but she hasn't seen it, so um thought we would go over that and maybe get some of the, the Solomon, uh not Solomon, but Zachariah. I'm sorry, Solomon's on my mind today. Cheers to you, brother. um got some of the Zachariah Anderson interview also that we may go over it. So if you're a little triggered by that stuff, then please, know that's not all that's going on today. Then you'll have various people that are streaming tonight and tomorrow. And good Lord, what a day, what a day. Um, so normally I would have my kick up and running, which I am running kick. It's just I can't see the chat currently because when I open up kick, it shuts down my entire my entire stream. Like I can't see any of the video. It doesn't affect you at all. It affects me. So, but it is good to see you. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So what is going on in the world today? Well, I did see this today, which I was like, oh, sort of heartbreaking. I feel bad for this guy. Yeah. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh boy. Some of you will get this and some of you won't. Some of you will get this and some of you won't. And I'll just leave this up here for you to see. Oh my. 42 years of collecting gone in 10 minutes. Hmm. Some of you will get this joke and some will not. Oh, nice. So that is wonderful to see that it is a glorious day in the UK. Blue sky breeze, which is a glorious 8 degrees Celsius, or if you're in the US, it would be 46 degrees Fahrenheit, which that is a beautiful day, especially if you've got a little bit of sun just coming down on you, just lighten up your life. Well, it appears, and I think I covered this yesterday, that Governor Grab Abbott has Greg Abbott has basically declared, "Screw you, Joe Biden. We are we are holding fast because we are protecting our state." And of course, Joe Biden told him, "You've got 24 hours to remove the razor wire." Well, from everything that I've seen and all the fire that got lit up under Twitter over the past you know 24 hours since that came out, where he said, you have 24 hours to remove the razor wire, or else what? Well, the Supreme Court ruled that yes, the federal government can remove razor wire if they want to. That's all they said. They didn't tell Texas to stop doing what they're doing. They just said, "Yeah, you can remove razor wire if you need to make sure that someone's safe for safety reasons, for because they're drowning and all that neat kind of stuff." Oh my clothes are half undone here. Isn't that hot? So they said, Supreme Court said, "Yeah, it's fine. You know, you're welcome to remove it." And it looks like a bunch of states have banded together to say, we're not gonna allow that. We don't want that to happen. That Texas is doing what it should do, um, and Pennsylvania was amongst one of those. Which kidding, I don't think Pennsylvania had anything to do with it, but I did find something about Pennsylvania, and it's pretty damn funny. I will share this with you. I think you'll like it. This is their new slogan.
Of course, we reopened I-95 in just 12 days. We're from Pennsylvania. Of course, we're for real freedom. We get done. Of course, we're from Pennsylvania.
We get done in our administration.
There you go.
This,
Good to see
this is what it looks like to get stuff done for the good people of Pennsylvania. And we showed that when we work together, we can get done here in Pennsylvania. We sure can.
Being exposed to a word that you judge to be taboo or profane increases your heart rate. It increases your skin conductance. You start sweating. Blood pressure increases. Your pupils dilate. Blood flows to your extremities. It's part of this fight or flight response. And
I'm sure you got a
little bit of emotional arousal might not be the worst thing to induce in voters or potential voters if you were a politician and just wanted emotional engagement and wanted to attract attention.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. I got a kick out of that. I got a kick out of that one. I saw that this morning. First thing came popping into my feed, and I was like, "Oh, I love it! I love it! I love it! I love it!" Oh, good Lord. So, good morning, Farrell. Good to see you. Ara's come rolling on in with hitting those subscribes. Cash App is there if you want to donate. Oh, thank you very much, Young. Thank God for Shizzy and friends when you can't sleep. Yeah, my voice can sometimes be very soothing, or it can grate on your nerves like nails on a chalkboard. Good stuff. But yeah, so later today, um, got the wonderful Mo in the deep end that will be coming on, and we'll be doing that sometime around 11 o'clock. She's got her morning show that she's gonna be doing at 9, and then it will be watching the Sadie Anderson. No, not Sadie Anderson. Sadie Beecham um, interview with the Popo. So if you're triggered by that stuff, I suggest that you just miss the 11 o'clock, because that's what it's going to be about. And yeah, there's that. So, and next week I'll have a stream with Solomon. Plan on having him on Thursday, which will be really nice. And yeah, you'll see. It'll be good. You can't say you get shit done without getting flustered. Get wrecked. Exactly. Well, they are in Pennsylvania. The word shit is a little too much for them. Like, one of the things that everybody does at some point. Please don't hold back. I wanted to cover this yesterday, but I did run out a little bit of time, and I didn't realize it until after I had closed everything down. I was like, oh shoot, I really wanted to cover this. I did not have images at the time, which was a little spooky. That now there actually is images, and I'll just load this thing up here so it makes sense. So yesterday they found several bodies in the desert in California, and they weren't giving out too much information of what was going on, but this is what they found. They found they found bullet casings all over the place. SUV. Looks like a lot of people were shot, pew-pewed, and I believe it was 6 bodies that they found out in the middle of the desert. I'm thinking it was just a road rage. Oh, that's nice. 63 at 2 a.m. Gotta love that. Yeah. Yeah. It is a mystery how these kind of things happen. They just all of a sudden appear out of nowhere. But I had read the story in the AP. I'd seen that and was like, well, what in the hell is going on with this? Um, they didn't have a whole lot of information. Um, if what the hell? Oh, this is here's something a little lighthearted for you. I got something a little lighthearted for you. Just a second. So there we so this will make your morning. I think someone's having a bad morning. Just get on your bike and ride. Get on your bike and ride. I think that's what happened. No, could not be ever be an immigration thing. No, 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 no. Exactly. He needs some milk. That looks a little bit like Louisiana. Could be, could be. Just like flipping this shit. I thought that was my palate cleanser. Sorry. I had to do that one. That one gave me a smile. Um, you know, I do have another palate cleanser. If it starts to get a little too dark, we will pull that one up. Of course, the former president Donald J. Trump, he got he was on and off the witness stand in less than 3 minutes. I don't know if the video is able to be played, but we'll give it a try because they might be able to explain it better than I can. Let's find out. Hey, Mass, how you doing? Good to see you. Glad you could make it in. The idiot on the bicycle probably thought he was in the right too. Yeah, more than likely, he probably did. I'm riding my bike here. Why are you coming up behind me? I'm on my way to go get some hot wings, and here you come up behind me carrying all these people, speeding along like you think you matter. And can't you see I'm riding my bike here? Jeez, please. I mean, if you would, if you would just go around me, it'd be fine. I mean, I'm on a bike, I have the right of way. It's not like you can't see me coming down. I mean, try that on like one of those bullet trains. See what happens. See what happens. Just saying. Just saying. So let's see what we got here. We got this muted.
I'm here in front of the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan where Donald Trump just took the witness stand in his defamation trial. He spoke for about 3 minutes, emphatically denying allegations that he sexually abused and defamed the magazine writer E. Jean Carroll.
Well, what do you think? Do you think he emphatically defamed? Because if I'm not mistaken, they can't, they shouldn't be able to bring up anything about it because it would be hearsay. But she's looking for money. She's got to get her payout, and the way that she's going to play it is, well, if he would just shut up. Probably in that same tone of voice too. But yeah, in about 3 minutes he spoke and told him that there's a false allegation that he's never met her, doesn't know who the hell she is. And they still accuse him of doing something. He was accused of sexual assault, but they did not find him guilty of the dick raping. So there's that. I mean, what do you think happened? Do you think that happened, or do you think it was no bueno? No bueno. Speaking of, bipartisan Senate deal to pair border enforcement measures and Ukraine aid faced potential collapse Thursday as Senate Republicans grew increasingly wary of an election year compromise that Donald J. Trump, the likely Republican presidential nominee, says is meaningless. It's meaningless. Yes. A part of Senate negotiators have been striving for weeks to finish a carefully negotiated compromise on border and immigration policy that is meant to tamp down the number of illegal immigrants who come to the U.S. border with Mexico. U.S. border from Mexico. But now that negotiations have dragged on for weeks, election year politics and demands from Trump are weighing it down. At stake is a plan that both President Joe Biden and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, screw Mitch McConnell, he can go play with his little, his ladybugs for all I care, have worked on for months to broker in hopes of cajoling Congress to approve wartime aid for Ukraine. Nice. The U.S. So why do they call it? Why don't they call it the Ukraine? They call it Ukraine. Why do they call it the U.S.? Why could they just call it U.S.? It's a conundrum. The U.S. has run out of money to supply Ukraine. No, we just print more. Potentially leaving the country stranded without robust supplies of ammunition and missiles to fend off Russia's invasion. Well, might want to get up on that. You might want to start your production of firearms and gunpowders and stuff like that. Just saying, might want to sell something, produce something, stop being a drain on society. Trump on Thursday ramped up his criticism of the potential compromise, writing in two lengthy posts on his social media platform that would be meaningless in terms of border security and another gift to the radical left Democrats as Biden runs for re-election. Exactly. And you notice they left out a whole bunch of stuff about the invasion of our southern borders. Yeah, they can't talk about that. That would be just a little too much for them. Just a little bit. And then of course, in another outfit here. It looks like why does it keep showing that? I don't care. Here we go. What should it is? Yeah, there it is. So, of course, Trump White House official Peter Navarro, who was convicted of contempt of Congress for refusing to cooperate with a congressional investigation into the January 26th. We won't even talk about that. Oh, January 6th. Sorry, I'm a little slow this morning. But there was something that happened in some place that we can't talk about on certain platforms. On U.S. Capitol was sentenced on Thursday to 4 months behind bars because he basically said, screw you. He was the second Trump aide convicted of contempt of Congress charges. Former White House advisor Steve Bannon previously received a 4-month sentence but is free pending appeal. Navarro was found guilty of defying a subpoena for documents and a deposition from House January 6th committee. He served as White House trade advisor under then President Donald Trump and later promoted the Republicans' baseless claims of. Okay. He later. Let's see. Why don't you just say that he was saying that the election was lost? That's what he was saying. They don't like that whenever you say these kinds of things. They're not supposed to say this. The U.S. District Truck Hammett Mehed something something that ends in splat. Told Navarro that it took. Why don't you use words that the rest of the American people use? For him to assert that he accepted responsibility for his action while also suggesting that his prosecution was politically motivated. Do you think? Do you think it might? Nah, it wouldn't have been politically motivated. Yeah, no. This is just horrible. It was all. He's a politician, but it wasn't politically motivated. It was. So you're saying it was personally motivated? That makes sense. Hey, Sean Bird, good to see you. Yo, 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 yo. What is up? More people come rolling on in. More people just rolling on in. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up. Give it a little bit of pinchy, squeezy, and sort of like a happy nipple. Just don't go randomly, doing that to nipples. That'll get you in all kinds of trouble. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Just kidding. Just kidding. I've never been so inclined to do that kind of horrible thing. Ha ha ha. Bye. And then of course we'll show a little palate cleanser for you because you guys need to see this. We just need a little bit of a palate cleanser every so often. So let me pull this up and palate cleanser. So this might trigger some of you, but just know it is a happy palate cleanser here. Okay, so don't be triggered.
There's a fell voice from the air.
Look, there we are!
He's trying to bring down the mountain!
So you like that? Told you I would give you some palate cleansers through it. You caress the nipple very lovingly. Yes, and like I said, I got a couple of palate cleansers here. You can't be all serious, and especially with the next one coming up, which is I think more disturbing than anything I have seen in quite some time, and it's sort of sad that we have this. I don't know how many of you folks have been following this. I'm sure quite a few have, because it's just not. It's not good. Not good. So, Pontiac, Michigan. Of course, we've got Crumbly going on. Everybody knows. Well, should know a little bit about this. There's been a few people that have been covering this, and the shooting that killed 4 students in Michigan could have been prevented if the mother and armed teen had removed. If the mother of the armed teen had removed him after seeing his violent drawings that same day. This is what the prosecutor told jurors on Thursday in an uncommon trial about parental responsibility. Jennifer Crumbly is charged with involuntary manslaughter in the November 30th, 2021 attack at Oxford High School. Prosecutors say she and husband James were grossly negligent and that their son's actions were foreseeable. Jennifer Crumbly was aware that Ethan Crumbly's deteriorating mental health and social isolation and knew that a gun drawn on a math assignment resembled the one that he had used with her at a shooting range. This was a purchase celebrated by Jennifer on Instagram, Mom and Sunday testing out his new Christmas present. That is such a bunch of BS. That it's taking away the responsibility and the fortitude of one of their children. Hey, good to see you, cool gamer. Exactly. No, this is about pushing parents and sending a message that pew-pews are scary. No civilian should have them because of things happening. How is a mother supposed to know that the child is completely deteriorated to the point that they're going to do something violent and dangerous? Just last night, I was watching some teens that were convicted of going out and and deleting a few people. And we're talking teens, not anything to do with school, but breaking, entering, and showing very little remorse for it. I don't see how anything that the parents had done could have prevented it. Um, if a child was going to do something, they're going to do it. They're going to get in a fight. They're going to cause problems. They're going to wreak havoc. They're going to throw rocks at cars. You know, sure, it's your responsibility to raise them right, but being a bad parent does not mean that you should be charged in any sort of manslaughter, especially if you did not take part in it. Um, it's a bad idea. It's bad all the way around. The case against Jennifer Crumbley and her husband, who will stand trial in March, marks the first time that a parent has been charged in a mass shooting in a U.S. school. Even though she didn't pull the trigger, she's responsible for their deaths, Keats said in his opening statement, which is absolute garbage. It's like I buy my child a car, pay for their car insurance, they go to a party, drink stupidly, and get into an accident. Should you, according to them, yes. According to them, you should be. The fact that he concealed the gun and pled guilty shows they raised him right. Yeah. Keast focused on two key themes: access to the gun at the Crumbly home and the school meeting on the day of the shooting when a teacher was alarmed by the teens' drawing of blood and guts on the phrase, "The thoughts won't stop. Help me." That doesn't matter. That would be just like if he had chose to self-delete. Would the parents been held responsible for that? Say he had said something to one of his teachers and decided to uh, learn how to fly without wings off the tallest building. Would that teacher be held responsible? I don't think so. As a case of get fucked. Yes, it is horrible. The school let a student in with a gun. Let's blame the parents. There you go. What do you do? The two people in the world that had all of the information, all the background to put this drawing into context were James and Jennifer Crumbly. He said they didn't say anything. They failed to follow through on small and easy things that would have prevented all this from happening. Well, then, if that's the case, then you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty when someone runs a red light. All of the things that you could have done, all of the little steps that you could have taken to prevent them running that red light. You could have made sure they weren't given a driver's license. I blame the state. It is the state's fault anytime that someone's killed in an accident or because somebody was speeding because we didn't have all of the guardrails up. So, let's blame. Yeah, trained professionals can't predict this. Exactly. And that's exactly what the school was afraid of, that he was a danger to himself, but yet they see him 8 hours a day, didn't see the small and little things. This is all about making people afraid to own or having their own home as the pupils. They need to get fucking wrecked. See. Defense attorney Shannon Smith told jurors that the evidence of the shooting will make you sick and disgusted, but she said Jennifer Crumbley was manipulated by her son and was not to blame. Jennifer Crumbley, who will testify in her own defense, was a hyper-vigilant mother who cared more about her son than anything in the world. Band-Aids don't stop bullet holes, she said, quoting a Taylor Swift song. That's what this case is all about. The prosecutor attempting to put a Band-Aid on problems that can't be fixed with a Band-Aid. The first day of testimony ended with federal firearms agent Brett Brandon and helped introduce video of the shooter and Jennifer Crumbley at a shooting range 3 days before this assault. The teen appeared confident as he examined his paper targets and helped his mother handle the 9mm. On cross-examination, Brandon acknowledged that there was nothing illegal about taking the teen to a shooting range. He also said he didn't know how the gun was stored at the Crumbley home. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Working on it. Brain functioning at 40%. From 3 till 7. There you go. There you go. Earlier, there was tension in the court after jurors saw a brief video captured by a school security camera on the day of the shooting. Prosecutor Karen McDonald claimed Jennifer Crumbley and Smith were sobbing in violation of the judge's request people control their emotions during the trial. If this is the best that the prosecution has, that they can't sob, that they can't feel remorse, that they can't feel pain, that they can't feel somebody else's suffering, that they have to sit there and be dispassionate when something horrible happens. That makes her look like she has no remorse, no feelings towards this tragic thing that happened. This tragic thing that could have been prevented by any numerous amounts of people that day. Tell me, how does that change that they feel remorse? Because if they don't show anything, the next complaint that they'll have is obviously she feels no remorse for the deaths. It violates everything about it. Yeah, including defendants. Well, they want them to remain stoic and dispassionate, but the minute that they do, you know what's going to happen. We were not sobbing or making a scene, Smith said, her voice rising. All my makeup is still on. The video was shown during the testimony of an assistant principal, one of only 2 staff eyewitnesses expected to be called on by prosecutors to describe the day's chaos. And the mom had nothing to do with that day's chaos. Sure, she could have done a million other things, and I bet she wakes up every morning wishing that she had done a million other things. But that's still not her fault. State complained about Jennifer's crying in court. Ethan Crumbley was sentenced to life in prison in December after he pleaded guilty to all of the crimes. So why are they going after mom? Why are they going after mom? Because state wants control of raising your children. If state does not have control of raising your children, then you do, which means you have to take some responsibility. And this is their way of saying, well, if you're going to take responsibility, we're going to give you the responsibility of everything about them. So if they grow up being a drug addict, that's your fault, mom and dad. It has nothing to do with the millions of drugs that are coming across the southern border, northern border, East Coast, West Coast, or made right here, homegrown in the United States. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with you, mom and dad, because the buck stops here, of course. Parents have been jailed for more than 2 years awaiting trial, unable to afford a $500,000 bond. Involuntary manslaughter in Michigan carries a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison. Yeah. And I have seen that. David has that clip, and it's very good. The judge handled it very well. Yes, the judge did. I saw that clip. Uh, the judge was very, very good at what she did, and I was very impressed with the way that the judge handled it. I'll probably pull that clip up just to give you guys an idea. Not to completely grift. Dave just happens to be everywhere all the damn time, so it's hard not to to have that. Let me see if I've got it here. So I watched it earlier. Of course, no. And oh no. Yep, here it is. Might not be able to play it because it likes to act funky. Damn it. Why is it doing that? Come on. Why is it being difficult? And pause. There we go. And turn this tab instead. And this can also be found over on David's.
Tammy back.
Oh yeah, that's right. By the way, Danielle will be covering this trial with David this morning. So make sure you check that out later this morning. Just know this isn't about your kids' holding you responsible. This is about PPUs and PPUs alone. 2A protects rights. This is not about meaning that right. Correct. Correct. We know this. I'm being sarcastic. Set up your notification. Yes. Yes. It's good to see you this morning, Danielle. Very good. I hope you got some rest. Hope you got some rest. I had to head out of MG's early last night. It wasn't too early, but I had to get a little sleep so I could be here for you this morning. Also at 11 with the most wonderful Mo in the deep end. Mm-hmm.
Say it again. I'm like so sorry. Can we just have a minute, like a break, or we have a 10-minute break, please?
Thank you, David, for providing this.
Runner, this court, upon the defense's request, instructed.
And while you're watching this, I'm going to grab some more coffee.
Not to show emotion.
I'll be right back.
You instructed the prosecutors to tell our witnesses not to show emotion, and you instructed us to let our victims know. I understand the ruling, Your Honor. I do. You're concerned about influence of the jury. I take no issue with it, but it was a difficult thing. It's difficult, and we're doing it. And then to have not just the defendant, her lawyer, sit there sobbing so that
I did not sob.
I just want to finish, Your Honor. I just want to finish. I think if that is the instruction, we are trying really hard to respect the court's instruction because I understand the reason for it.
Okay, I didn't tell people not to show emotion. Some of that is involuntary, but there have been times in this courtroom during trials when people will show facial expressions or they'll, or, you know, things like that, or they'll make comments. I understand this is a very emotional situation for everyone here, right? If someone was audibly sobbing in the audience, I would hope that they would exit. And as you said, you know, the reason for it, I didn't tell anybody not to show emotion. I guess some emotion.
See, like I said, I think the judge is handling this. Her bad wardrobe choice. Maddie had not seen it yet. For a housewife, you safe? Okay, Karen. Emotions. Emotions cannot be stopped. They come whether you like them or not. And I think, you know, in this situation, had I been in either position, I think I would be a little bit emotional. And if like I said, if she hadn't shown any sort of emotion, they would have used that against her. It's that whole hollow point or non-hollow point bullet argument. It's like if someone gets pew-pewed with a hollow point because a hollow point won't pass through a body, well, then they were using something that would cause more damage. If they use one that passes through the body, then they're not looking out for the safety of the people that could be on the other side of them. So it's a lose-lose situation. You're going to lose either which way, and it's bad. You know, this situation is horrible, and the judge, I think you are very correct, handles this very well.
Emotion is involuntary. So I guess I'm asking what you're asking of me.
I think it should apply to both sides.
Your Honor, first of all, I was not sobbing, and this is horrific. This is horrific.
I've never seen this before.
It's horrific. That's why we asked the court not to play it. This is horrific. I don't know how the prosecutor. She's watched it 100 times with these witnesses. It's horrific.
You had this video over to you.
I don't know. I don't have this video. I have to go to their office to watch it.
You've seen it.
No, I haven't, because it's not necessary. It's not relevant to my client's case. We've already litigated this, but we're doing our best. We were not sobbing or making a scene in any way.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm concerned with is they're showing a horrific thing that happened that this person had nothing physically to do with it. She wasn't there doing this. Why are they showing it? If you have such a good case, against these people, then why don't you bring up how have they not seen this video? I think she's just a little distressed because this has nothing to do with the defendant. That's why she hasn't viewed it. Why would she view this? Her defendant wasn't there that day. Her defendant didn't do this. It's like showing people a video of animals being tortured. That's what it is. Bears nothing on this. Why would you show this kind of stuff? It bears nothing on her case. Bears absolutely nothing on her case because she wasn't there. She did not commit these acts. Why are they showing this? That would be my question. Why are they showing this? Why is this even being allowed in? I mean, we could easily, I am sure that someone in there is wearing leather shoes. So why don't you just show what it takes to process leather? I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And I don't think they should even be bringing it in. Yes, the stage showing footage is prejudicial to the defendant, evokes emotion, is not relevant to what she's being held responsible for. Yeah, we know why she wants to show it. Because she wants her to show that she doesn't have any emotions, that she could care less, which is definitely not true. It's horrible. It's just a shitty way of going about doing this. Get the emotions of the jury. The pew-pews are bad. PETA does the same thing to promote veganism. They show the worst of the worst, right?
My eye makeup's still on. I checked my camera.
I'm not having.
I need to run to the bathroom. I need a break.
Okay, we're having a break, that's what we're doing. And you have to keep your voices down, because
I'm sorry.
the walls are cardboard in here, so.
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, everyone here is human, right? Everyone here is human, I understand that, I'm striving really hard to give both sides a fair trial, and if.
I don't know.
People will at least
I don't know.
try to check themselves, to exit if it's that excruciating, which I know it is. I'm not a robot. I'm trying to keep myself from sobbing. I'll do it at 6 o'clock tonight, okay?
I appreciate that, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
That's all I'm
Your
asking.
Honor, we don't have the option to leave the courtroom. We're trying our best. We're trying. I promise you, we're trying our best. Thank you.
Everybody needs to take a deep breath.
Yeah, that was yesterday, and I'm a little, man. So here's the thing, Sean. This will help you out a little bit. He has 2 N's and 1 F, so that might help you out. So there you go. You're spelling it wrong. JENNIFER. That's how Jennifer's spelled. That would be proper. So you're trying to get me early in the morning, damn you. Sean, you son of a back. All right. I'll just have to do this here. This will be a palate cleanser for you. And I think this is fake, but it's still funny as hell. It made me laugh. So here's a good palate cleanser.
What's it look like out there?
Yeah, it looks like snow, just like I predicted in my forecast from the studio. I'm not sure why I'm out here literally looking around. It looks like snow. You could just take a video of it snowing and show that. Why do I have to be here to describe snowfall? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Seems like the cold has gotten you in an icy mood yourself, Ryan.
Okay, you know what, Shannon? I am in an icy mood, okay? Nice pun, by the way. All right, I was just standing out here for 20 minutes waiting for you guys to throw to me, and I was just, doing some thinking. I spent $120,000 on a degree and 4 years in college to come out here and look around and describe what I see. I literally learned that in kindergarten. I Spy. It makes 0 sense. Also, you know what else I was thinking while we're at it? When it's like a nice day or sunny, you never send me out to the lake or to the pool for a live shot. But when there's a hurricane or snowing or a blizzard or a flood, send me out there. I'll cover it perfect.
I guess you have a point there, Ryan. We're looking at these reports and the forecast doesn't look good. People are worried. Have you spoken to any locals?
Look around. Does there look like there's any locals out here? Everything is closed. Everyone is inside. The only reason I'm outside is to tell people not to come outside. What am I doing with my life?
Well, you sure are brave, Ryan. Any word on what we can expect overnight?
Yeah, more of this. Actually, 12 to 18 inches more of this. But don't worry, guys. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I got this sleeveless vest that you guys make me wear. My literal fingers are about to freeze off. I got frostbite.
Catch my spirit animal. I'm pretty sure that is a fake, but it's pretty damn funny. That is pretty damn funny. I had to give you guys a little bit of something. Speaking of getting a little bit of something,
Not next Monday, but the Monday after, gonna go get a facial. What's up? Good morning.
You always time these perfectly, don't you?
I love that guy.
He was hilarious. That killed me. First
I
time I
feel like
saw
that at
that.
work all the time. Why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this? Dude reminds me of a movie critic on YouTube. Oh, yeah. I was getting a yeah. Like I said, it looks like it's probably fake, but I was like, this
Who
is
cares? It's perfect.
exactly. It was perfect. It was because and that is pretty typical. Like, why are they send these people out to be the man on the street, and they show up in an empty parking lot of a courthouse. Why? Again, why are you standing out there in front of a courthouse that's empty, nobody's there, and you're reporting? Is it for ambience? I mean,
Who knows?
I guess.
Who knows?
I guess. Got a plan. Those facials there.
I'm glad that that's actually on there. I might have forgotten about it.
Oh my gosh.
I
Did
have to
you?
remember to go. I
Yeah,
might forget.
you have to go. Have to go. Yeah, so what's going on with you this morning, Farrell? What's going on in the wild, wild world of sports for you?
Same thing, different day,
Mm, I do.
I did get asked to put in for a new position at work though, so we'll see.
Nice. Nice. Which position are they putting you in?
Mhm. Hi Danielle. Little
Shame on me.
D.
Shame on me. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. And so you saw that there was a hung jury yesterday with the treehouse and the
Yes.
death penalty.
And then I saw his interview with
Uncivil.
Uncivil.
I saw
Yeah.
part of it. I saw part of it,
Yeah.
and
I shut it off, so
well, Uncivil Law did a pretty good job, I think, of telling them, "Hey, shut up whenever you know need to shut up."
he needs
Like,
to get a freaking attorney.
yeah,
Like he probably could have won if he would have had an attorney. As far as pro
no,
se defendants go, I thought he did a great job.
well, I think every
But
attorney
it
that he's
wasn't,
had has been wanting to get him to plead this out.
yeah. Which so I get that he didn't want to do that, and then they dropped him or whatever. But if he had somebody like a Jose Baez or something, he need that they've got the money for it. Hire somebody that's a bulldog like that. He did okay as far as pro se, but it wasn't polished.
Right,
And if
right.
it would have been polished, he could have
He
gotten off
probably
on this when not just a hung jury.
or not.
I know
Who
he is
knows?
mass.
The man just doesn't realize that a hung jury was not a win for him.
Well,
Yeah, and
I mean, as
it
far
is
as
in a sense.
yeah,
It keeps him out of jail for a while longer.
and now
And
they have to
if
decide if it's worth it to them.
right,
And it might not. They made. I know Baker said that before they started, they said they didn't want to or weren't going to try it again. So
well,
they
that was
may
only if
just.
they win. That's only if they win.
Well, if they win, they wouldn't have to
Well,
necessarily.
exactly.
But
That's my point.
they
It's
thought
like, yeah,
they had it in the bag.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Honestly, I would love to see Jose Baez be his attorney on this. And I can't stand that man, but he's a dang good attorney.
they could have gotten a lot of different attorneys to on this.
Yeah. I just
Um,
like that bulldog approach that he has.
yeah, yeah, very, very true. I just wish that they would not go after this guy again, but I
Yeah,
don't
they
have any say
shouldn't.
so
They
in it.
don't have a case.
No, they don't.
When the victim is saying it's not him, like, and she knows him, she heard the person's voice. She would know it. She's known the guy forever.
Right. Uh, oh boy.
And
So
the
they're
only
wanting to.
person saying the only evidence they have is one of the perpetrators saying, yeah, sure, it was him, who
Hmm,
is just trying to get out of extra charges and duh. I'll say whatever you want me to say if it's going to get me a deal.
Yeah. What you think? Hey, you're going to get me out in 5 years, and it'd be basically time served. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need me to say? Do I say something bad? Do I say something good? Do I say, you know, you need me to point the finger at somebody? Okay.
I agree, Sean. I think that they have nothing, and I really think that if they do go forward again and he has an attorney, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to think so. I would like to see that happen. Where in the hell is it? I was looking for something here that I saw yesterday, and I'm not able to find it today because, well, you don't realize how important it's going to be whenever you first see it. Oh yeah, here we go. There it is, and it's. I'll just bookmark that. It makes it a little bit easier. Yeah.
I know what I need to
So
do.
this has changed a little bit over the past few hours or past 24 hours, and pull it up so that way you can see it. This was yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This was the map of states that have pretty much spoken out against um, Biden and the invasion going on in the southern border there. Since then, you've had Kansas, I believe, Missouri has joined in. There was a couple, New Hampshire, I believe, joined in on it, and also Alaska, of all places. But it seemed like it was Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada may have. I don't think Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and I can't remember if it was Kansas or not that jumped in, but also Mississippi joined in on this as far as their governors giving support, fighting to protect the southern border. They're giving their support and are willing to probably send their National Guard over also if Biden keeps up with this bullshit.
Wasn't today his deadline for Texas?
It will be today, sometime this afternoon or this morning. And what happens whenever he says no?
Right.
Because all it was is or else what? What, you're going to send federal troops in there? You're going to send the regular army in there
Good
to
luck.
go after your citizens? I mean,
Right.
is that where we're going with this? Is that the point?
I mean, maybe it is the point. It is an election year.
No, yeah. I mean, you have to have uh, some sort of BS, going into an election year. And there's tons of people that are standing out and saying, this is not what you want to do. The states are not happy with the way the governor, the president is doing this or going about it. And yeah, they're asking for problems. He'll send to IRS agents. Yeah. There he is, Farrell.
It's here today. I love it.
It's good to see you, Volstorm. Are you ready for this evening where you will be causing all kinds of havoc and trouble?
That might be my favorite part of FNL is Ballstorm's introduction to FNL.
Yeah, it's pretty damn awesome.
I love it.
He's been doing it forever. My only suggestion for him is, though, back off the mic just a little bit so it doesn't break up. Get that full-throated voice in there. Just a little bit.
All the throatiness.
All that throatiness. Sometimes it'll clip out because he's got a voice on him. So sometimes it will
Yes,
clip
he
out.
does. I love everybody's voices.
I
Yours
know.
and Divas and his and everybody.
Kaiser and
Yamahas.
Yamahas. Oh, then this week's Sunday is oh, I haven't set that up yet. Damn it. I need to set that up.
I know. Hopefully I can sleep a little bit so I can be awake for that. I know
Oh,
Baker's got a stream he's gonna do Sunday too, and then your stuff, and
mm.
everybody does all the things I want to watch on Sunday.
Well, it's really weird because what was it? I started doing a little bit more on Saturday in the morning after I've gotten up and got moving, especially with the weather. It's easier to
Mhm.
do stuff on a Saturday, um, which I won't be able to do once it starts getting warmer out. I'll be working in the shop of love, building shit. So I won't be on that early in the morning on those days. And Fridays, I definitely will be working out in the shop, getting shit built. It just has to warm up and not be pouring down rain for a lot of the stuff I need to do. But yeah, so Sundays are like, I got the Sunday night thing, and sometimes I'll do like a game stream or something like that. But you
Yeah.
know, used to be I didn't. Nobody was doing anything on Sundays, and I was like, oh, I'll do a stream on Sunday, and now everybody seems to have jumped on it.
I know, now there's always
It's like,
that's if
why?
MG doesn't normally stream Sunday evening. I was thinking I might do something Sunday evening if he's not gonna something late.
Well, I like the one that you did last week with Mo. That was great.
Yeah,
Bitches
it
and
was fun.
stitches, putting bitches and stitches, something like
Something
that.
like that. I think we haven't talked about it yet, but I was thinking maybe like once or twice a month we'll
Yeah,
do something.
yeah,
I think every week is a lot when they with my schedule, so
oh
because
yeah.
I didn't even get to bed until I don't even know when because I went to the gym and then went and did Baker's thing and then went and did that. And I was pretty
Yes.
dead.
Well, 9 a.m. on Saturday is Baker time. That is right. That
Yeah.
is right.
Stabby
That is
day.
yes, it is awesome. It is something that I look forward to, whether I'm been on panel or not, just listening to it in the morning, just a really good feel good kind of morning, which is
Mhm.
what we need after a long weekend of drinking and partying and chasing all the hoes around town.
If I take this new position at work, I think I'll be off Fridays and Saturdays.
Ooh, that'd
So
be
that'll be
nice.
nice. I'll be able to jump on FNL again, and
Hmm.
I miss FNL. It's not the
Well,
same. Just listening to it while I'm working is not the same. So
no, because it'll stop you and you stop in your tracks and
I do. I
want to
I
hear more
do. I'll like realize I'm just standing there doing nothing because I'm listening to Expert or I'm listening to Vegas or
and laughing your ass
yes.
off.
Oh
Those
yeah. My
guys.
coworkers all think I'm crazy. I almost
Oh,
got beat up at work one night because I was standing on break listening to one of the streams, and my coworker was telling other coworkers about how her son got in a nasty accident, and I started laughing, and they were like, "Excuse you?" And she knew, thank goodness. She's like, "She's listening to YouTube."
jeez Louise, girl.
I was completely oblivious to any of it happening. Like when we got back into work, she's like, "You almost got punched."
Oh my god. Oh
I'm
my
like, "My
god.
bad."
Oh man, oh man. Oh, so crazy. In the hell?
I would watch that, Sean.
What was that? I'm sorry. I
He's
looked
gonna
over at
start.
something else.
Sean said he's gonna start streaming on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Call it Catterday, and all of Baker's streams with cats meowing. Sorry, Baker. Can't watch W Day anymore.
That is funny. That is funny. Just,
I can't wait to see or hear the Sal cat.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that would be funny. Like have an image of his
That would
cat
be hilarious.
over an overlay over Sal,
Yes.
but it's his cat.
Yeah, can you just make like the cats be their faces, like Lawyer Cat? I love that thing so much.
I swear, I'm not a cat.
It's me. I'm not
Obviously.
a cat.
Oh, Sean, you made list next to Mr. Cheese.
Mr. Cheese.
You made list next to Mr. Cheese. That's hilarious. How does that go? This is it's like here's Sean after meeting up with the baker.
Who's laughing now?
Dang it, Shizzy, I just took a drink of coffee.
That was the
Stop
point.
trying to kill me.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sub to his gaming channel. Come hang out with me when he games.
Yeah, I won't be doing any gaming until I've got my computer set back up.
Now that I have the bell rung, I actually know when you're doing it, so that's nice.
it is always nice. Yeah, it'll be a while before I'm able to. That's why you see me doing other streams and stuff because, well, I got
That
things
was a
on my
bit
mind.
loud.
Yeah, so the being on this laptop sucks. It does because it doesn't have enough processing power. Like if I pull up like my
Okay.
outro and stuff like that, it freezes up and I never see what exactly is happening. And if I have more than like if I open up the chat on Kick, it locks the whole thing up. Like it's so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's aggravating. Like I can keep up the Rumble chat, but then my screens are so small that I can't see anything. It's so bad. It is so
I got
bad.
the notification from Kick again today, so I get it.
Well,
I get
yeah,
it
it
today.
is. It is notifying and it's showing, that it's
The
streaming.
Rumble one is weird though. I don't get notified till like later in the day that you've been
Right.
on Rumble. Like I'm
Right.
apparently subbed to like 24-hour updates or something like that, it says. So like later in the day it'll be like, oh, Shizzy had morning whiz.
Yeah, I'll finish my stream and I get a notification, like it notifies me on my Apple Watch, and it says Shizzy's going live. I was like, oh, damn, no, I'm not. I just finished. Sometimes it'll happen with my coffee. Coffee feeds into stream heard now. Yeah. Rumble
Good morning,
notifies you after the
Christine.
stream's ended. It's like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Morning, Christine. Good to see you. Sometimes get notifications days later. Yeah, it's completely. I have no idea.
YouTube's been pretty good for me. As long as I have the bell rung, YouTube's been pretty good for me on everything that because I don't have the bell rung on a lot of things. So
yes, because everybody goes and streams almost at the same time, so you're right in the middle of something else. It's like okay,
yeah, that's what
too
I have.
much.
I have it like on you, and I have it on David and Expert and Baker, like a couple other ones, but
yeah,
I don't
generally.
Other ones mostly I'll watch if I happen to be around and not somewhere else. So.
Oh, and by the way, good morning, Crime Spies. Sorry, I thought I said hello. I'm so slack on this stuff. Yeah,
Crime Spies is here?
Yeah, Crime Spies is here.
I know. I couldn't see her. She was incognito.
Well, no, she was here. She saw her come in way back.
I know.
Way back.
I couldn't see her. She was in disguise.
I'm new here. Well, she's just waking up anyhow, so.
Oh, I thought you said the black balls on Baker, Eris.
Well, better than blue balls sitting on Baker.
I know. We were pretty disappointed when he did his bowl stream. They weren't blue.
Really? Were they large and dark?
They were he made extra large ones for me.
Mm.
Wasn't that nice
Were
of
they
him?
were they sweet or salty or just a mixture of both?
You know what they were? They were cake balls. That's what they were.
Don't say that.
They were
He'll put
cake
you on the
balls
list. He
made
will put you
with
on the list.
stale old bread or something.
That was actually a really good stream. I enjoyed that one.
Baker, are you baking for your Sunday stream this week? Or are you painting or coloring or what are you doing?
It might just be getting naked, on
You
stream.
better send me a link.
Show out those beefy shoulders. You know it's coming. It'll just be all beefed up.
Crime
Maybe he'll
Spies is in Fraser Crane mode.
yeah.
Exactly, Wolfie.
Which you get all the sets for Sean Bird. You can use a butt.
What?
So I don't know. Maybe she's saying, but only Baker's stream. Yeah, that's what we need is an only Baker stream. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
She could use a butler. Got it.
Oh, couldn't we all?
She forgot the lure. I mean, if you're saying you have no butt, that's okay. I mean, no prejudice there at all.
Morning, Megan, or evening.
Hello, good to see you. Huge day and need to get to bed. You get some rest, though. Get some rest. Oh, there we go. She needs a butler to bring breakfast of baked goods and coffee into her bed. Not necessarily.
That's what children are for, Crime Spies.
Well, not like that. I mean, I think she's wanting to bring coffee and food into bed to give her energy for a long day.
Well, that's what I have children for. They bring me my coffee.
Energy for something else with the butler that's bringing.
Oh, yeah, I don't have children for that.
That's what I was saying. You don't want to have children for that. That's that way you get children.
I need Maddie for that, but he ran away again.
Well, it's like he sees the feral housewife and he gets skittish. So what do you have going on today, my love?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Yep, 2 more nights of work still. I was incredibly disappointed while I was sitting in the parking lot before work tonight that it was only Thursday night. I thought it was Friday, and I was like, yeah, but I still now I still have 2 more freaking nights.
Oh my gosh. You know what happens at this point in time. You know what happens whenever
Good
this
morning, David.
goes off. Good morning, David. How are you doing this morning? I've got to do it because I can't help it.
Siri, you in there? Me gonna give you a cookie, Siri. What is that? It's ghost cookie. Waiting for cookies. Me so hungry for cookie. Ah! Cookies ready! Cookies ready! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Cookies ready!
No cheese cookies, though.
I will go to sleep, David.
Yeah, I'll go to sleep too.
How you doing this morning, Baker?
Well, 4 hours of sleep and then having to drive in pouring rain isn't the funniest thing. So I was ready to go lay down, and then the hatred started.
Well,
I don't know. No, but Sean, it's I don't know why he wanted to make me into a cat. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, at least he didn't make you into a pussy. He just made you into a cat.
Yeah, but I don't know where he got the idea that I had anything to do with cats. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't really bake cats. I mean, you
No, we
can.
beat them in. We
I
beat
mean,
them.
I hope not.
Yeah, you pound them.
No, we just put them into a barrel and beat them to death because we don't like Satan.
Jesse.
We're so bad. In case you hadn't seen Baker's icon, he is a
It's a little pussy.
he's a, well, everybody needs a little pussy.
Yeah, as we learned yesterday, if the hole is small enough, size doesn't matter.
Well, Judge
Gross,
Maddie's
Maddie.
correct here. Cats don't bake well; they're better in a slow cooker.
Well, I didn't watch.
What did he
on TV
say?
because- well, outside the courtroom, he admitted to smoking weed because that's legal in Oregon. So yeah, he was in compliance, and then he accused the judge of being corrupt,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's always a good idea when you have to get back in front of that judge in 2 months.
Yeah, no kidding. And possibly for another trial.
And the judge is keeping an eye on him too, so he knows.
Yeah, because
Yeah. He's going to institute a gag order again.
Yeah. And this idiot, I said it during the trial, he's talking himself into a prison cell. And it seems like he's dead set on doing that.
Yep. Like he went off on that judge last night on that. And I thought that judge did an excellent job with him being pro se.
Mm-hmm.
He bent over backwards to accommodate him. He was an idiot.
He did it in a way like unlike Judge Mommy. Like she was trying to bend over, but she did a horrible job at it.
Yeah, she wouldn't.
I thought this judge did amazing.
Yeah, because he told him how to do and what to do, and said when he couldn't do stuff.
Yeah.
But no,
He did use kid gloves with him.
It's just I just you just pulled a rabbit out the hat.
Yep.
Oh, what's with my avatar?
Megan says she's allergic to cats, but the avatar is cute. I guess.
Oh, but I'm not a cat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
I don't know what happened.
Don't know what happened.
God, I love that so much.
Yeah.
And I love Racket's painting that he has up from that. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's some memes are really good. Some memes are just they're funny for a bit, but that one is just because you can just see him completely messed up. But
yes,
I'm not a cat. It's Sean Bird who put that avatar on.
Is it?
Oh
my God.
Sean.
That's a weird thing to do.
And
Nathan.
damn it, I saw it somewhere else, and I must have removed it because it was pretty damn hilarious. I can't find it now.
I forgot to send you the picture that I took for you last night at work.
Of what?
There. I'll send it to myself and take care of that.
She's sending pictures of these nuts.
I was thinking about Baker while I was working last night.
Well, you know.
Giggity.
Working it, girl. Because we all know that
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Because we know that Farrell, she works at the gentleman's club, so she was thinking of Baker last night.
Listen, David. All right.
Oh my God. Yeah, so let's see what else we got here. Anything interesting? You know what's really funny is there is nothing interesting till later on in the day. So it's like I'm always reporting all the yesterday's news today.
It's fine.
Well, did you see what Vince McMahon was
Oh yeah,
accused of?
yeah. I think he was accused of pooping on someone's head during a threesome.
Yeah. And
and
and,
not just once.
no.
Wait a second. So you it happened once, and then you said, "Oh, this is fun," and went back and did it again, and now you're complaining. I don't understand people. It makes no sense to me.
It's just
Yeah, and I was also watching we talked about the crumbly stuff. That's just Dave did a really good job on covering that. That information that came out with the defense or the prosecutor saying, "No, you can't cry in here." Yeah,
it's just
yeah, it is. It is. It's wrong on so many levels, but there's people that it does
my
something.
dad had a coworker who loved it. Well, that's a hate crime.
Don't understand those. I don't understand people that get
No,
into that kind of
he
stuff.
liked the warm feeling.
Still makes no sense.
No, and his wife was well, let's just say she was barely a 2. But apparently she liked she did it for him. And she was known as the fainting queen because every time she walked into a bus, she fainted. So they had to stop the bus and call the paramedics. And my dad said every freaking time they had to pick her up, she just opened her eyes and said, "Remember my hat," and then she passed out again, just to make sure that everything was taken with her.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! So you heard that they're stopping natural gas. I saw this yesterday, and this is coming out of Louisiana. Natural gas exports to Europe and Asia. The election decision aligns with environmentalists who fear the huge increase in exports in the form of LNG is locking up potential catastrophic planet warming emissions when Democrat president has pledged to cut climate pollution in half by 2030. Well, MAGA Republicans willfully deny the urgency of the climate crisis. Why does it always have to be MAGA Republicans? Why don't they just say, "Make America Great Republicans"? People that want to, make America great again. Well, willfully deny the urgency of climate crisis, condemning the American people to a dangerous future. I'm so confused. So climate only happens in 1 or 2 countries? Am I missing something? We will heed the calls of the young people in frontline communities who are using their voices to demand actions from those in power to act. The current economic environmental analysis from the Energy Department uses to evaluate LNG projects don't adequately account for potential cost hikes for American consumers and manufacturers from the impact of greenhouse gas emissions, the White House said. This decision is brave because Donald Trump, the man who pulls us out of Paris climate accords on the grounds that climate change is a hoax, will attack it mercilessly. So it has nothing to do with it. One thing or the other. It's just because they don't like Trump. Okay. This is going to be an interesting election year. What do you think, Baker? Interesting election year? No.
Oh, I was in a fight with one of Denmark's richest guys on X the other day because Trump is so bad. I said, "What's the alternative?" What? I said, "Clearly, you can't support Biden. because of the way he treats business. Yeah, but Trump is he has no morals, he has no blah blah blah. And I said, but we didn't have wars. We had a stable economy. Yeah, but that's because it's funny how Putin's puppet didn't help him invade Ukraine, and the second a Democrat was back at the helm, Putin started up again.
Yep.
Crimea went during Obama, and now we're talking about they have to secede the eastern parts of Ukraine to get a lasting peace. And I just hate that. But in Denmark, everyone who's not a Democrat is born in hellfire. And now they're all, oh, Nikki Haley would be such a better candidate. And I said, yeah, and the second she's the candidate, you will treat her like all the sisms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it with everyone. McCain, he was a pure white bread sisms.
Yeah.
Nope.
And it's the same every freaking time. And I hate that's why I'm so tired of politics, because you're just playing for your football team. And in Denmark, everyone is playing against the Republicans. All of a sudden, they love the DeSantis. When we had Danish party's youth, what would we call it? Youth club, go to Florida to help in his re-election campaign the last time.
Oh, Jesus.
They were touted as German from the 30s, because helping him was like being a German from the 30s.
No shit.
Because of all his, and then I said, well, what happened to women's rights? Yeah, abortion was banned. I said, nope. Actually, the states who tried it, the voters instated the right to abortion.
Yes.
Yeah, but
there's
It went back to the states like it was always supposed to be.
well, but then you got these assholes like Mitch McConnell and what's the other bonehead's name that are just like, oh, we want to have. They're trying to bring it back into the federal government. It's just like they want a federal ban on it. It's just like, no, this is not what the Republican Party wants. This is not what conservatives want. This is not what liberals want. This is what nobody wants. They send it back to the states, keep it in the states, let the states decide what that state wants to do. If you don't like how your state is running shit, then vote to change it or move the fuck out of that state. It's really simple.
And the big problem is, I know it's a big deal in the US, especially for probably a little bit older community, but it's a losing proposition to vote on a national ban for abortion. It won't work, because let it be the states choose right to choose. Then your president won't have to battle that every freaking time he goes up against a Democrat.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to say, well, we put politics closer to the voter, because it's the voters who have to live. We just had talking about stupid politics. EU is becoming the new Russia, new Soviet Union. We just had a rule that everything you do relating to work, you have to make a time schedule. So if you open an email after hours, you have to plot it in. So because we can only work a certain amount of hours. So if you open an email at home, you have to make a little notepad saying Monday 20:05, I opened email, read it till 20:05.3. And then you have to register that. Who do that benefit? Who? No one else than the massive amount of peons you have to put in to control this system.
Right.
Well,
And if I don't want to work,
if you're doing that, if that's the case, then you should be also putting it in for the amount of time that it took to comply to a mandate of keeping track of it. So, you basically spend all day just writing down a little note, keeping track of
And then
time,
it took me
keeping track of
3
time,
seconds to write this down.
and 3 more seconds to write this down. Just
Yeah, and that's the and what did our government, because we can challenge EU rulings and say, well, this is stupid, and sometimes we win, most times we lose. But why not fight against it? Because we have a very well regulated unionized workforce,
Yes.
and we have what's called the three-party negotiations, where the employer, the unions, and yeah. And it's but still our government can challenge that right. But what did our Liberal Party, and remember in Denmark, Liberal Party means the low taxes, low rule party, say,
Right.
well, I think it's a stupid rule, but we have to follow it. No. If they came and said tomorrow that abortion should be banned in all of EU, they would fight that tooth and nail. But right now, no, we don't want to do that. And the problem is, the people who decides in EU is the EU court, which we have no influence on, and then an unelected group of oligarchs that just sits there. And there's a guy called Guy Verhofstadt, and he's more concerned with what goes on in Israel than what happens in the EU. And he's sitting there touting, oh, when Trump comes back, oh, Israel should do that, oh, Ukraine that. And why are they not working for us? It's so freaking annoying.
Well, and I also had, you're talking about the EU, because France is part of the EU. And while was it France or Italy?
Yeah,
no, it's Italy. Italy is also part of the EU.
Yeah.
And so we were over there, and this lady that ran that goat farm that we went to, at Cashmere Goat Farm, she was explaining, she's been there since the 70s, running this goat farm and, shipping them all over the place. And she said, here, the EU came in, they told, because there was a lot of farms that were, people had just, didn't want to work the farms, kids moved to the cities. The farms just sort of went in disrepair. The state took them over. And then the EU came in and said, you got to tear down these walls. And, and after they did that, and they were paying people to do this, to come in and tear all this down. And then, this is, the EU is paying for this, which means everybody that's contributing to the EU is paying for these walls to be torn down in France, which caused a lot of erosion, destroyed a lot of the good ground, and then also more deer would start coming in, because it's all about saving the planet. More deer start coming in, more other smaller creatures, and because they had no natural predators, they started thriving. Well, then the natural predators came, which are like your wolves, that started thriving, and now they've got a problem with wolves, because they're just breeding like crazy and they can't get rid of them. And then the EU now is wanting to pay people to come back and build all those walls from all the erosion that they incurred. It's like you're making these rules that are affecting one specific region or one particular country, because you're trying to save the planet instead of letting people do what they do best, and that's being innovative and come up with
And
ways.
then they'll pat themselves on the back for fixing the problem they created.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the biggest,
all
biggest
the while the cost of the people that are contributing into the EU, while these bureaucrats get paid, for a lifetime of service.
But I have I've been dabbling in local politics. I was in the committee that had to do with the planning and stuff like that. And all the farmers were saying, could we please be allowed to clear up all the ditches so we can drain our fields? No, because it has to be a natural. It's a natural environment, and we have to restore it. No, ditches have been dug since you put in the first field to make sure the soil was pretty dry.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not allowed to do that anymore, because some stupid egghead believes that a totally straight ditch must be natural. And now, I think yesterday there was a warning that over where Mass lives, the waterways couldn't carry away more water because it's been raining and snowing, all of that. But one of the biggest problem is because there's no the ditches aren't maintained, so you can't drain it, and then you get all the surface water, and then you get the wash off when it gets really bad, and it's so stupid, but it's for the environment. Yeah.
Well, the same thing happened in California. This, it isn't a new phenomenon, but it becomes a new phenomenon for, I guess, every generation. But I can remember distinctly back in the 90s, and that's whenever I first noticed it, where they basically came in and, because what farmers would do is, as they're working the area, they would clear a lot of the underbrush out from the little forested areas. And because it was federal land, they said, no, you can't do that. And they told them to stop. As soon as they stopped doing that, there was natural fires that would occur from heat, moisture, dew, all kinds of crap like that. And it'll set a natural fire. The forest would burn. As the forest would burn, everybody would be bitching and moaning because the forest had burned. And then, of course, within just a short period of time, you've got the monsoon rains that come behind it and wash off, and then you end up with all this flooding and mudslides and crap like that. And it could have been prevented early on if they would have just allowed the people to do what they were doing in the first place, and that was clearing out the underbrush. They create these problems and then expect the rest of the world or the rest of the US to pay for their mistakes, because that's what happened.
And then they blame the stupidity they have installed and made a problem on climate change, because it has nothing to do with it, because you have always had fires. Fires are a natural way to clean up the soil. And Mads, I drove to Nyborg today to meet with my brother. I watched like 5 or 6 fields just covered in water. So it's the drainage that's the problem. But if you say that, all the red politicians would say, no, you just want to kill the environment. No, I want to make sure that the water that falls on the fields goes into the ocean where it belongs. Because as long as it's in the field, you can't plant shit on it. And it's just, but we should do just a politics channel and yell at politicians, because there's so many stupid ideas. We had wolves come in to Jutland from Germany, and people were like, oh, we better shoot them because we haven't had a wolf in Denmark since like 12 something. I think, no, the last recorded is like 13 or 14 something. They killed the last wolf. And people are, no, wolfy wolf. It's just like a big dog with a little bit longer teeth. And now it's starting to chomp up all the sheeps.
No.
And if they have no natural enemies, what do? They think, oh, I'll go munch on one of those little things in the baby carriage. It's no problem. Nothing hunts me. I don't have to be afraid of those stupid monkeys on 2 legs.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time before they because wolves is an apex predator. They will attack you.
Yep.
And we don't have guns.
Yeah, Sean Bird, shoot the wolves. Oh, hey, wolf.
Yeah, and but it's just it's the same with people who think that, oh, I'm gonna go look at a grizzly. They are so cute. Yeah. Until they rip your face off.
They love to go pet the bison. Every year, there's a bunch of morons that go out and do it.
Yeah.
The dingo ate my baby. Yeah, because animals forgot to be at the DEI class, and they haven't read up on the latest feminist woke theories that it should be so happy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to take off limbs or parts of your body, there's plenty of animals that will do it for free. You don't have to pay a surgeon.
Jamie, you would.
You want to pet them? Do you want to pet them? A bison is one of the largest animals, right? On land animals. It's like 2,000 pounds or something like that. I when I was in Illinois, there was a part that had been set free for a bison reserve. and it
I've been
wasn't a
there.
big. I think like it was like 50 units of bison or something, just to see them move. Back in the day when the Indians hunted them before they even had horses. Imagine having thousands of
Oh
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
It must have
Well,
been
and
like being in the Ardennes forest and seeing the tiger tanks going through the woods.
Well, and what the Indians would do, and a lot of people don't realize, is they would run them off of cliffs because there would be so many of them. They'd just run them off cliffs and harvest only portions of their meat and furs. Like the rest of it, they just leave it there to rot. So everyone's sitting there going, "Oh, the white man came in and deleted all the bisons." It was like, no, the Indians were doing it already. They would drive a whole herd off of a cliff just for food and shelter.
Yeah,
And then
and
they would
again,
come back
it's
the next year and do it again because they were nomadic.
I love that the noble savage theory that
Yeah.
everything was better back in the day.
Yeah, you
No.
try wiping your butt with your hand. And
Yeah, and go look at the skulls of people who were buried back then. A lot of them have pretty big dents in it because humans fight for resource. I saw someone stating before capitalism there was no wars. I was just like, how stupid are you? There's a reason there's
Not a
no
one.
Neanderthals around. We fought the Neanderthals because we had bigger brains. We effed them too, but then we fought them.
Yeah. They
It's
don't
just so
understand
stupid.
this.
Haven't any of all these smart people who goes to university ever opened a book?
No, they're just
No.
reading what they were told.
They use their fifis.
Yeah, and but I just get angry sometimes. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm and then you see all of this. I'm sad my mom brought me into the world. I will never have children because the world's going to end, and I'm so sad because the world's going to end, and I'm contributing. Yeah, well, there's a pretty easy solution to that. And please don't breed. It's not you we need.
No,
Right.
don't. Yeah.
Mass, actually, Soviet Russia was a right-wing state. That's that was his argument when someone said, "Well, communism has been pretty good at doing it." Yeah, but communism hasn't been tried yet because Stalin was a far-right extremist.
Let me see. Let me get this right. So the communism or socialism that was tried in
Wasn't
Germany, and that wasn't communism, socialism. That it's been tried in, let's see, Russia. Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure there's other examples of this. Maybe like Vietnam and Korea, and all the it's worked so wonderful for the people in North Korea. I mean, look, they are thriving. They are thriving just because they're shorter than the rest of the people in the world from malnutrition. I mean, if you need a diet, just go to North Korea. I mean, you'll get a perfect diet of
and a little infection. Well,
maybe just a little one.
I only do a southern accent because I'm a ism.
Yes,
and I can't do a California accent because I have a IQ above 20.
No, like you can do like a total like California like accent. Because everything.
Yeah, but I can't do that when they talk up in the end, like they always end like it's a question.
Yes, there you go. See, now you got the California accent down.
Yeah, and I know a New York accent. It's just bleep 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 bleep,
like a telegram.
No, it's more. I can't say the words.
Oh yeah.
Now I sound like Nicholas. Yeah, I know. That's Sweden is our California.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so you saw.
Oh, no wonder you dislike them so much.
They're wanting to send F-16s over to Turkey now.
Yeah, let's give Erdogan, the guy who threatened with multiple times taking us to war. Let's give him more weapons. He's a stable guy. Oh, the guy who murders his own public, where the left wing is fighting for a free Kurdistan. but at the same time, they're helping the guy who are killing the Kurds because he has a certain faith that they must defend.
Well, and it's like our ruling class here in the United States is just on this is hell bent to just start some damn crap and start a war, and it's like, well, why would they be doing this? Well, because a wartime president usually has a greater chance of getting reelected. Look at Bush.
Look at the Wag the Dog.
Yeah, hey, that's
That movie put it perfectly. What do?
Yeah.
Fabricate a war so you can get out of all the bad press.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Jamie?
You go pee.
It's more than that. It is
power.
money. It is.
It's power because the public will say, well, don't change horses in the middle of a stream because bad times create strong leaders. We saw that in Denmark during the bad cough. Our prime minister, she made it. Oh, she was the nation's mother, and she was always almost crying, and oh, she did it for us. And then they came back and said, well, Sweden had absolutely no restrictions, and they in the beginning, yeah, they had a higher falling off of the elderly, but in the end, they finished up pretty much at the same level as us. So it didn't matter what if we did something or didn't do something, other than we just killed our economy. Yeah, but she did it for us, and then she got reelected, and her government has been in a lot of trouble. So now they're just grasping a lot.
This is the morning hate stream: cheesecakes and feats and fetishes with nasties.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you, Ernest. That's good. No, it's not a hate stream. It's pointing out the absurdity of politics. And there's so many. This is, I think, one of the reasons why so many people just don't even want to discuss politics, is because you have to be careful what you say. You have to watch your mouth every 15 seconds whenever you're seeing bullshit happen. And you're just, as soon as you start calling it out, they can't have that. It has to be quieted. If you have a disagreement with someone, oh no, you can't have that disagreement. You cannot think for yourself. You must toe the line. I mean, we saw this in 2020, like rampant. Let's not talk about that. Let's not discuss Hunter Biden's little laptop. Let's not discuss the diary explaining why Joe Biden likes to shower with his daughter. Let's not discuss these kinds of things. Let's not talk about that, because we're not allowed to, because
But
those things,
the big problem is it's all over the Western world. You can't ask questions. And why is it like that? Because every educational institute is filled up with people who vote to the left. And in Denmark, 85% of the votes from journalists, of journalists votes left of the center. 65% of new journalism students would vote for our former Communist Party.
yes.
And if you have that mindset going into it, then you will get biased. And the more the mainstream media is biased, the more. That's why I say, and I don't care if you're right or left, I just hope you'll seek out alternate sources. Go on YouTube. Try to watch someone you don't like. Just try and go and listen to. If you're pro-life, go listen to someone who is pro-abortion, because the only thing that will strengthen your position is if you can argue why you feel that it's good to be pro-life. If you're just saying, well,
and I
don't kill a baby.
understand that, but here's the problem with the extremists is you're not talking about the same thing. The conversation is not the same. That's where the extremists, it on both sides, it becomes difficult. I mean, how do you rationalize with someone that is so far to the left that they believe they should still be wearing white hoods and hanging people from trees. you know that's how far left some of these people are, and they go,
I
oh
know
no,
it.
that's far right. It's just, but whenever you get someone to that extreme where you're not talking about the same thing, their hatred for people is so great that
But
they
that's not the
feel that
people
they
you
have
need to
to.
change. You need to change the
But those aren't the ones
put,
that get in the conversation. That's my point. Those are
no,
the ones that don't get in that are in the conversation, that start all of the stuff that you end up
but
having to argue with, is those extremists.
one of the things Jamie and I are noticing sometimes is people who come from other channels where they might have a certain wine mom mentality. When they come into our chat and see people are just discussing and say, well, I don't feel the DNA evidence is that good. Well, there was he was found with the knife on him and stuff like that. People are saying, oh, you can have a reasonable discussion. You don't have to say, well, everyone is guilty or everyone is innocent. No.
Exactly.
And those are the people you might not have a direct discussion, but if you get your ideas out there, because the problem is, I used to watch Louder with Crowder, and now he's just turned into another Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, it's all about the clicks at this point.
Yeah. Let's talk to the 10% on each side that will get angry and pay for shit. But there's 80% in the middle. 80% in the middle where you can the 10% closest to the middle on either side. If you have a great, that's why JFK got traction. He talked to Republicans. That's why Vivek Ramaswamy, a former lefty, got traction, because he could talk to the middle, and the middle isn't a set place. And if you can just get your ideas out there and show, oh, that's because I always say, why is Trump bad? Well, he's a bad person. Why? Was it because he was lauded as a racial hero back in the 80s when Joe Biden said, what's his name, Bird was one of the greatest human beings?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. I said he has multiple awards given to him by Jesse Jackson, the man who now claims he's the biggest racist on the planet. Who does that say the most about? Who was for gay marriage? It wasn't Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton wanted them.
Yeah, only
not
one
to
of
be
them.
Obama didn't change his tune till within his second period, because he knew, I have to suck up to my right wing of my party. So, but Trump has been open about his all the way. Has said, well, I don't care who you sleep with. It's not for me to judge. And that's the way I see the world. I don't care if my daughter asked me one day, Dad, what if I like girls? I said, I don't care. I just want grandkids, because I don't see it as other than just come on and judge you as a person. You're not a bad person because you sleep with a woman or a man. You're a bad person if you sleep with me because you have bad taste. But the problem is, too many people are sitting there and say, oh, check this, test it. No, don't do that. Try and meet people. Go out there and you can be very surprised that people you thought we have absolutely nothing in common. All of a sudden, I'm going to Tennessee to meet people I never met because I met them on the YouTubes. I know nothing about any of you people.
Right.
You people? What do you mean, you people? What do you mean,
You people?
Well, and this is correct. The people generally enjoy your chat because that is where they're able to have those kinds of discussions.
Well, I don't know about that, but
and well, in here's the thing, not all, but there are some that are.
some are.
Those are the ones that make me a little wary. The ones that sit there and
Yeah,
say,
like,
you have to believe X, Y, or Z. You have to believe this. This is what you have to believe if you want to be part of this. It's just like the ones that are not extreme don't look at it that way. They're like, no.
And they will put the ones that are in check.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
They
I
won't.
think needs to happen more, is put those people in check that are sitting there, spouting all of the that they're using that as a platform, um, and creating division amongst all of those people. That's what I think needs to be paid
Then
more
you have
closer
the other
attention
way,
to.
and people are literally burning towns down, and nobody, and everybody's like, "Ooh, do, 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 do.
Yeah,
Nope,
that
we have
happens.
to go out and do this because of this or that." And no, just say
Because
that it's horrible, awful things
yes,
are happening. Like,
Yeah,
and
and that's
call
my
it out.
biggest problem is, and that's why say the left is a really big problem because they have indoctrinated an entire youth, and the second they do some, a certain group goes and chants something about a river and a sea, and you have university students, and in Denmark you have grandmas going and yelling the same thing, and when people say, what that means the eradication of another state. No, it's a call to normalize things. No, do
No,
you know there's 2 million Arabs living in that state you want to call a white nation? It's not that white. What?
yeah.
Do you know they have absolutely the same equal rights as the other people? Oh, do you know where no one else can have any rights? That's in the neighboring state that you are fighting for. Yeah, but it's freedom fighters, and as soon as they win, they will be the land of milk and honey. No honey, no milk, only constant agony because they are the pressure valve on the Arab world. They can always take off the pressure if it gets too hot in one of the other countries. Then Iran just sends a little money and they send a little rockets.
Well, and
It's
here's the thing, Sean. The reason that they did this, the reason that the left did this to make it meaningless, is because they were the ones in charge of making sure. If you look at a lot of their policies on the left, their policies show you what their true colors are. There's a reason why they were called
I
the
see your
Dixiecrats.
true
There's
colors.
there's a real reason why they feel that they have to tell women how to think, where they believe that
Don't we all?
just because of your skin color you can't get a driver's license, that you have no what is that word I'm looking for, where you can't do things for yourself because you're too incompetent, or maybe your brain matter isn't thick enough. There's a word for it and I can't think of what it is. Like you don't have any of you have no control over yourself. They feel that they need to take control for you. That's what these people believe. And so if you can make racism out to be, meaninless, all of the racisms that you have just become meaningless because nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah,
So
and that's another problem. I actually talked about that while I used to be a far right Danish politician because I'm a nationalist. I'm God, King, and Country. That's my creed. That's why I put on the uniform. But I was called all the isms, and I said, what makes more hatred between the groups? An open and honest debate, or that someone is protected. If the 50% of the 13% makes something bad and you're not allowed to talk about it, but you can see it every day, that breeds racism.
right.
I lived in a social complex, living. I don't know what you would call it, but it's something that's run by where we all live in apartment blocks, and there's some special rules for how they finance it. So the government has like 10% of the flats they can just move people into that they need. And we had a big influx of people from Africa, and they have a different culture. So they stayed out late, and especially in the summer, they were sitting out till like 1 o'clock, and they didn't have to go to work because most of them were on maternity leave because they had young kids, and everyone was complaining. And I said, we pay to a program where they have interpreters. Couldn't we call them and say, come out and please try to tell them how the customs are in Denmark, that it's normal for Danish people because they have to work in the morning. We go to bed at 10.
What and Eris is making a point here. Obama truly set out to destroy the true strength of the U.S., weaken military, get common people fighting, and it wasn't just him. It was the Republicans that were in Congress were doing the same damn thing, and I hold their feet to the fire just as much. They got the R next to their name, but they're not doing much of anything.
No, because
they have
the
power to stop it from happening, but no, we don't want to go up against our constituents. Well, actually, we just don't want to go up against the people that are really paying our bills, which are the stock market, things like that. We got our finger on the pulse of America, because you're creating the pulse. You're sitting there with a couple of paddles and you keep striking at it every chance you get. And they're just slowly knocking it out. It's more than just Obama. I hold the Republicans and Democrats both responsible for the state that we're in currently. I even hold Trump responsible for all the bullshit that he pulled that he didn't have to, and it could have been just out of stupidity, not being a politician, not knowing the little games that they're going to be playing on him.
No, because he thought a government runs like a business. I just put people in and they do what I say. But and that's the big problem with a lot of politicians, because we really tried when I was in the Liberal Party to get local businessmen in, and they said we don't want to do that. We've seen how slow it moves. It's like molasses trying to change anything, because you have to go through 70 subcommittees arguing about nothing. How deep can we dig a ditch? How we had a 7-year discussion on how many millimeters a draining ditch has to fall over a certain amount of meters, so there's an actual so the water can run away. Because the red guys wanted a certain way of measuring it, so that it would build up a lot of mud and stop the draining. And we said we want to use the normal way that you say 1 meter, it has to fall by 1% or 3%, how much it is. And they were like, no, because no, we do it this way and blah blah blah. And they argued for 7 years. 3 years after I left the local government, they finally passed the ordinance. It had taken 7 years just to argue, and then they had to change it because there was a national rule saying 1 meter, I believe it's 2% or something like that. So they had to do it all again, and the amount of money it cost, just because being a government worker now is a profession, and the best job you can have in the world is government, because you can't get fired. It's the heaviest unionized position in the world, and all the left-wing politicians are just put in there to protect the unions. It's the same in the US as it is in Denmark. Yeah, but big money. Big money is unions. Unions are just like mobs. They can stop everything moving tomorrow.
Well, we get a lot of, and this is an interesting thing here. Victor David Hanson, Mark Levin talked about the lack of assimilation amongst U.S. immigrants and the negative effects of it. There are quite a few negative effects of it, but you also have to remember that a lot of these immigrants that are coming in have a very deep faith in God. There are no pronouns in their beliefs or at all. I mean, their pronouns are male, female. They're not playing that bullshit. And the more that the left pushes that kind of agenda, the more it turns them off, where they're just like, yeah, that's not part of what we believe in. Oh yeah, we'll take your free food, we'll take your free housing, we'll take your free apartment, high rises in New York City, the deluxe apartment in the sky. We'll take all of that from you, and then we're going to make it a lot like what we want it to be. So as much as the illegals, they think that they're getting away with stuff because they're going to get the vote from it, it is going to backfire on them so bad.
How much was it the last time with the black voters? Was it a 17% shift towards Trump? which oh, I shouldn't eat your channel, but in fairy
No,
tale
it's
land, when unicorns start voting for the piglets instead of the Australian emus, and 17% of that shifts, the piglet should always win an election because it's the most defining voter bloc for the Australian emu. And
Yep.
the Australian emu didn't win any of the swing states, any of the bellwether counties, and still, with a loss of 17% of the unicorns,
Yep.
the emu
Hmm.
still won. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
why
And even
that's
Australians can't win over the emus. So emus
no.
are the worst things on the planet, because if Aussies can't fight them, yeah,
They
I'm
just
just saying.
they just weren't properly armed. That's all I'm thinking. You know, they didn't have the knowledge that we do now.
Well, have you seen an emu? It's a scary thing. Have you seen that useless
have.
farm? The lady who puts up
Yeah.
videos with Karen the emu.
Yes, they
Oh
were.
yeah.
There was one in Alabama where one escaped and came back. I guess it got hungry or something like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, they'll disembowel you. That's why I say stay away from emus, kids. Emus are the
Bad for
worst
your
things
health.
on the internet. No, Karen the emu is cute when she's not trying to disembowel you, but that's the problem. Like all the other women, you can't trust her. She'll just turn around and kick you. But saying that, I'm going to kick off to bed so I can come up, be on a little better, because 4 hours of sleep makes an old guy tired. And
Well,
beware of
should be-
emus and whatever else is trying to sneak up on you and steal your elections.
Well,
Noted.
if you're feeling it a little bit later on, I'll be on with Zimo. We're going to be going and watching the Sadie Beecham interview. She hasn't seen it yet, and I haven't seen the whole thing. So you're welcome. I can drop you an invite.
Why do you hate me? I like you, Shizzy, but that's what you offer. First of all, you put Farrell on, a known hate artist on the interwebs, and then you treat me to Sadie Beecham.
Tell me, does Farrell not look lovely today?
And I said, you look wonderful tonight.
Oh, he's a pain in the ass.
I am streaming that at 11 o'clock today. I will have Mo on, and even if she's might be running. See, Farrell looks
Oh,
gorgeous
2
as ever.
hours.
Yeah, so in a couple hours, I've got a couple of things I have to do this morning, like go pick up dog food and food, that kind of stuff, things like that. So I will be jumping off here probably next 5 or 6 minutes, and we will commence to starting our weekend. I mean, is this a good start to the weekend? Come on. It starts here, and then you get the Friday Night Live. You're going to have a little bit of Mo in the afternoon. I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful day. And who knows? I may do some random stream. If I can pull it off, I may also get Solomon's interview in there.
I did, Baker. Have you talked to Mo? I'm hoping she'll still be able to make it. Her thing she told us about yesterday in the back room is actually a bug that her family now has, and she's
nice.
got pukey children. So I know she had
Wonderful.
to cancel her stream last night. So maybe they'll be feeling better today. We'll see.
Even if she can't make it, she's welcome to join in, because I
Right.
will be playing it. You know, she could, if she wants to just jump in and out, she's absolutely fine to do that. And you know, it's and if she just wants to hang back and listen and join in chat, she's fine to do that also. And if you're wanting to join in, or you know other people that are interested, I'll put it out there in our little private group there and see if anybody wants to join
Yeah.
in for it. If she's
The
not able
first
to
true
make
crime spies, I did cut more than one hair.
yes, she cut more than one hair, probably. But I think I pretty much covered all that. And like I said, if she's not able to make it, then you know that's fine.
Yeah.
I still want to watch the whole thing and probably make some
Right.
comments on it. And yeah,
If I go to bed right now,
if I go to bed right now, I might be able to catch the tail end of it.
yeah.
Um, so
Well,
and
I don't
and if
know
it
if I
ends
will. I slept a lot yesterday, so
and if for some reason you don't see it showing, it's because other things came up and I wasn't able to. But that's the plan for
right.
right now. But with that, I'm gonna end this thing, and I will see you guys in a couple hours. Peace, y'all.
Peace.